We do. So I'm going to press record. There we go. We're
Okay.
recording.
All right. Welcome, everybody. We're so glad you are on. My name is Abby Vaughn. I am a Senior Ruby Ambassador, and this is a joint call between my team and Wendy's team. Wendy is an Emerald Ambassador, and she's so graciously letting us use her Zoom account. We wanted to start tonight. Some important things about how to go silver, because we have this huge incentive going on this month for new silvers, and that's just a goal that all of us have in general with Plexus, is to go silver every month. So we're going to go over some strategies and tips for that. Some other odds and ends, and then one exciting thing is we're going to have a testimony to start out with. Laura Tilley is a silver ambassador, and she's had incredible results with Plexus. Some of you might have actually seen her testimony floating around this past week or two. A lot of people have been sharing it because it's just such an amazing testimony. So she's going to just give voice to that, and you can actually, hear from her own, hear her emotions, and as she talks about how much her life has changed over the past couple of years. So with that, I'm going to start with Laura, and then we'll go on to the other topics. And I'm going to mute myself.
Okay.
All right. Hey, everybody. I apologize. I'm in the bedroom as the kids are getting put to bed right now, so it's a little loud, the rest of the house. But my name's Laura Tilley. Like Abby said, I'm a silver ambassador. I'm working my way towards gold. And I was introduced to Plexus about 3 years ago. And actually, Abby was the one who introduced me to it. I was really struggling. I was extremely heavy. Didn't really see the end in sight in terms of losing weight. I was struggling pretty hardcore. I was using a very, very well-known weight loss program and not having very good success with it. And I was really struggling with sadness, that kind that just won't go away. And it actually put me in bed for 5 days. And my husband told me to go to the doctor, and I was prescribed medications, which I had been on before, but I'd never had the physical symptoms of depression before. I'd only had the sadness. I'd never had the exhaustion, the can't get out of bed, the clinical part of it. So I was on those medications for about 3 months when I started seeing Abby posting about losing weight and feeling great and being happy. And at first I was kind of upset, jealous even. So when she actually ended up approaching me, I started liking her posts. She approached me. I was just kind of a little bit standoffish, and took her a good 6 weeks to convince me to even give it a try. And I ordered the triplex, and I started, and I followed the protocol pretty religiously. And within the first 10 days, I was down something like 9 inches in my waist. And I thought, great, I'm going to lose all this weight and then I'll be happy. That's what I thought. I'm going to lose this weight and then I'll be happy. Well, to my surprise, about 3 months in, I was feeling amazing. I was feeling great. I called my doctor and I said, would you be okay if I decided to wean off of these medications? She gave me her blessing, but she also gave me her cell phone number. So if I needed to call her, I could get the prescriptions refilled right away, because she saw how bad off I was before. Well, that's been 3 years ago, and I am no longer on. About 3 months after that, so about 6 months into Plexus, I was off my medications. I used to have extreme joint pain getting in and out of bed. I used to deal with inflammatory conditions with my wrists. I used to deal with some IBS symptoms, things like that. And slowly but surely, all of that cleared up. And I started to understand what gut health was doing. At first, I just thought, I'm going to lose weight and then I'll feel good. But that's not really what it is. It's you get your gut healthy, you lose weight, and you feel good at the same time. So I'm actually down 65 pounds now, and I've made progressively bigger decisions in my lifestyle that have helped me get to that point. In terms of the business, I joined as an ambassador pretty gung-ho, and then kind of got really focused on myself and my journey. I thought that I needed to know everything in order to be able to share with people, and I thought I needed to be the expert, but that's not the case at all. It finally clicked with me about 8 months ago, and I started to understand that really these are products that people need. And if I'm not sharing, then I am kind of being a little bit selfish, because these are products that could help others. and my testimony is just one of many, but not dealing with that sadness or nervousness and anxiety. I'm super excited about Vital Biome because it's just kind of like giving me that extra edge of confidence, and it really has actually helped me. I've been on it for about a month and since convention, so about a month and a half, and seeing a big difference with that too. But I think the key for Plexus is that it is about gut health. It's about reducing inflammation in your body. It's about regulating your blood sugar so that you have energy. It's not just about a quick fix and, drop the pounds. And that was my misconception at the beginning. And now that I truly understand what's going on with my body and what's going on in other people's bodies, I'm able to explain it better and help them. But currently I can pay my car payment and my grocery bill with what I make as a silver ambassador, which is pretty good. Working my way up to gold, of course, and the importance of going silver is that it helps you reach those baby steps. So yes, you want to maybe go beyond going silver every month, but if you're going silver every month, you're making progress. So that's a goal that I constantly have on my board, and a goal that I constantly have in my planner that's saying, remember that you're going silver this month. We're doing a Silver and Seven challenge that started today, and it's pretty exciting. It's good information, and if you guys wanted to get in on it, you totally could. It's a little thread, and I believe is it the passion page? I think. I'm so bad.
Yeah, it's on the passion page, but Wendy's on that page also. So if there are people on her team that wanted it too, she could simply pass it on to them too. That would be super simple.
Yeah, and it's awesome because even if you've been with Plexus for a while, it kind of gets you back to the basics and helps you kind of you might be able to get beyond something that you're dealing with, a little hurdle that you're struggling with, by getting back to the basics. So I highly recommend checking that out. And thanks so much for listening.
Thank you, Laura. That was awesome. Laura, I wanted to ask you a question. I know you've gone through a tremendous amount of personal growth. You said things had to click with the business and all that. What clicked with your mindset and your confidence? Because I feel like now you come at it from a different posture than you came at sharing the products or sharing the business opportunity. I know before you talked about you puked Plexus on people because you just were so excited and just blah, 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 blah. So what changed in your mindset to say, I'm going to come at it differently, and how has that impacted your business?
Okay. So yeah, I used to vomit Plexus on people. Like, I'm not equating Plexus to Jesus, but there is a little bit of a connection there, because I swear to goodness, that feeling, that mountaintop feeling that you get if and when you first discover the saving grace of God, you just feel like $1,000,000. So when I started to feel so good, I was trying to share with everybody because I just wanted to be, helping people, but really just spewing a whole bunch of information on them is really off-putting. And it took me a while to understand that from your guidance, and then also through reading certain things like the 4-color personalities really helped me out, because now I approach everybody a little bit differently. So I understand that if someone's a green, I'm going to approach them differently than I would approach a yellow. But also just learning when is the appropriate time to bring up Plexus. So someone comes to you, they're talking about your problems, or their problems, their health issues, that kind of thing. If you're really close with them, it might be the right time at that moment, but also you can plant seeds. I try to plant seeds with people, just saying, hey, it'd be really good if maybe you just looked up gut health and whatever their condition is, or that kind of thing. But learning that taking the emotion out of it, the emotion out of approaching it, because I used to take it really personally when someone would reject me and say no, but taking the emotion out of it and understanding that they're not really saying no, they're just saying not right now, has helped me significantly. I used to take it so personally, but really it has nothing to do with you as an ambassador. Really, it has to do with them and whether they're ready or not to take that journey. And but if you keep just dripping on them little by little, they'll come back to you, or the next time that you approach them, they'll ask you. And I have a really awesome rock star ambassador who joined my team, who is somebody I've been dripping on for 6 months. And her name's Asia, and she's just great. She's really gung-ho. She's excited about it. She's having good results with the products. And I look at that and I say, if I had approached her and tried to tell her everything about Plexus in one sitting, she would have been so put off, she would have never come back to me again. So it's just learning about the right time and the right place to kind of slip it in conversation or in a message. And it does take some finesse, but it's really easy to do once you learn it, because you learn to be like, oh, but I just really want to tell you. And then you take a deep breath. And then, it's kind of like when your kids want to tell you a story and they're just going and going, going, going. And you say, wait, take a breath. And then they can speak much more coherently and you get much more out of it. You can understand more. But it has taken some personal development. I mean, yeah. And then learning leadership skills as well, because I think when you're presenting something new, you have to present it with a confident air. And if you have to fake it till you make it, you do. But it took me a while to understand that there's a difference between being the expert and having confidence about sharing. So you don't need to be an expert. You do need to have confidence.
Right. That's awesome, Laura. And you talk about the confidence. These products work. We have thousands upon thousands. I think there's now about 600,000 ambassadors with Plexus. That's just ambassadors. That's not even customers. And one of the reasons we like to share testimonies on team calls and our pages and such is because I think you need to be reminded, that like I just shared a testimony on my page today about just skin. I'd seen Julia post it and I was like, that's an amazing testimony. And this girl had awful acne and her acne improved. Had nothing to do with weight loss. I mean, there's just so many different things that we can see are helped with these products. So approaching with that posture. And then in terms of the business, for those of us that work the business, and not everyone on this call necessarily does, but for those of us that, are following the proven system and using the guidance of our uplines and our sidelines, you can be successful in this business. You do the personal growth like you're talking about. Your business has improved and exploded and done so many different things just since you've had that realization. I mean, I've seen it happen, and it just took you going, what am I doing wrong? And you came to me, Laura, and you said, what am I doing? Just tell me. And I was like, are you sure you want to hear it? And you said, yes, please. But then you were able to do it. And I did the same thing with Wendy very early on in my business. And I said, I feel like I'm screwing this up. There's something missing. And she said, well, here's what it is. And I said, well, thank you very much. And then I changed it and then it worked somehow, so that's awesome, Laura. Thank you so much for being open and sharing that with us.
No problem. And I'll also say that, when your upline says that they're there for you, they really are. So if they're asking you to put your potentials or other customers or even new ambassadors in three-way messages and things, don't be scared, because honestly, every response I've had from three-way messages or even just a phone call with them has been super positive, because they see that there are extra people there to support them, and that if they're going to jump in with this, that they're not alone, and that they actually have a team that's surrounding them with support. And that's made a big difference in terms of me being able to close the deal with people, sign people. Also, like I said, I'm not an expert. You don't have to be an expert. So what I may not know, Abby might know, or Wendy might know. So use the knowledge of the group. Definitely do your own research. Definitely look up stuff in your back office and things like that. But, if push comes to shove, you need that help, don't be afraid to ask for it.
And I still put Wendy in messages. I put her in messages with new ambassadors. I put her in messages with potentials, because the thing is, I've had people not join me because they say, you know too much. I'll never know as much as you. I'm going to go pick something else. And then they'll go, sell candles or something like that. But it's okay to just put them in and step back. That's great advice too, to just use your upline. We do really care, about y'all. So thank you, Laura. I appreciate that. Mwah. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to share a little bit more about going silver. Like Laura said, in my team page, we're doing a Silver in 7 challenge. If you've never done one, and like I said, I know Wendy's team is on here too. If you've never done one, it basically is just a short video. There's a number of video series that different Diamond ambassadors have, or actually different levels to put out, but mostly Diamond ambassadors. And it's like just a short, usually 4-minute video or something, and just gives you a task for the day and kind of a little bit of training. And then you just do that task for the day. It's nothing that's super all consuming, but like Laura says, it takes you back to basics. It takes you back to just the things that you need to do to either get silver or to continue going silver each month. So what I wanted to encourage you to do is, and I hope you guys are taking notes, and we're taking notes on what Laura said, and writing her name down, and that if you're talking to someone about weight loss, you can say, yeah, I was talking to Laura. She lost 65 pounds, and this is what she was dealing with, because now you know Laura. But I hope you take some notes down on what I'm going to share with you. So this is just some general stuff about going silver, and if you want more specifics about the challenge, again, if Wendy's your upline, you can reach out to her. Wendy might even want to share the challenges as well. That's up to y'all to figure that out. So the first thing I wanted to talk with you about is you have to figure out why you're doing this. If you're just trying to get your products paid for, that's awesome. That was my first goal. I was a broke teacher and I couldn't afford Plexus. It was changing my health, but I had no wiggle room in my budget. I was a single mom, and my now ex-husband at the time was out of work, so I wasn't getting child support, and it was summertime. That's a bad time for a teacher because you don't get a paycheck. But I'd found these products and I loved them. So my initial motivation was, I just want to go silver. I want that $100 bonus. That $100 bonus was huge to me because it meant I could get my products. And then you get the 25, 25, 25 as the bonuses. I was like, oh my God, $175. That's like my products. And then, I could like get some groceries with it. I mean, it was that simple to me. Other people, you want to start a business, you want to grow. And you know that going silver sets you up for that duplication process, that power of 3. So figure out what your motivation is. If you are looking to build a business, why are you building a business? Is it because you're looking for an outlet? Maybe you're financially stable. You don't need the money, but you want to find a way to help people, or you want to find a way to give back to certain charities. Maybe you want to be able to pay for vacations. Maybe you have debt you want to pay off. Think to yourself, what would it feel like if I had an extra $200, $500, $1,000, $3,000, $10,000 in my bank account every month? And so just kind of find your motivation. It's going to be different for different people. Share that with your upline so we can talk with you about it. And when you're having a bad day, we can remind you of what your why is. I can't necessarily inspire you. Yes, I can tell you I retired at age 40. That you can be like, oh, wow, that's amazing. But I can't go inside of you and find that motivation. It's going to be different for you than it is for me. Like Laura was saying, you have to take the products. She talked about how she took them consistently. She followed the regimen, that she checked in with me. She went on the team pages and she did her own troubleshooting. She came back to me. She learned, she read. That's how she got the results that she got. Some of you might be saying, how'd she get such great results? Because that's what she did. And then she began to make lifestyle changes that accompanied it. So be a product of the product and share that story with people. They don't want to see a graphic of Triplex. They don't want to see a graphic of Vital Biome. They don't want to see all these graphics. They want to see, your smiling face going, wow, this is the first day I've woken up smiling in 6 weeks. What's changed? Well, 6 weeks ago, I found some great supplements. Thank goodness I found them. You don't even have to say Plexus. So people seeing that, and you might think, how does this have to do with going silver? It's you posturing. It's you going out on social media, or you talking to your friends and family and showing how you're doing. Not necessarily just like Laura said, vomiting Plexus on them. So share with people, share your story. You might have just gotten started. Okay. You might say, I don't have a story yet, but I want to go silver. How do I do that? Share Laura's story. Share Wendy's story. Go read stories. Go find other people on the team. Message them. You see the testimonies floating around, or you see on the team page where we're posting testimonies. Message that person and say, I loved your testimony. It really spoke to me. Such and such and such. I just want to introduce myself. We have the same upline, and that's it. Now they're your friend, and you can genuinely share their testimony and say, my friend Laura, or my friend Abby, or my friend Amber, or my friend Autumn. So you can share the hope of it. You can say, you know what, I just got started on this stuff. I've heard really good stories that it helps with X, Y, and Z, and I'm really hopeful that it's going to help me with my X, Y, and Z. Just some basics there. So what is silver again? Silver is 3 people that you personally sponsor as ambassadors underneath you. These could be people who join for the business, or these could be people who are just simply purchasing as a wholesale customer. You can get more details on that from the team pages or talking to your upline. But basically, they have to be you you particularly sponsored. Like Laura is my level 1. I personally sponsored her. If Laura then went and sponsored 2 people, that would not make me silver. What would make me silver is me sponsoring Laura and me sponsoring 2 other people directly, just to clarify about that. Silver can be challenging or not. Some people can go silver real quickly, like within 7 days on the challenge. Other people, they are a little nervous and they're scared to share with people. And if you're sitting there thinking, oh, that sounds really good, Abby, but I don't know. I don't want to come off salesy to people. I'm scared what my friends are going to say. I had that same thought when I first started, but I had a stronger belief in the products. I had a stronger need for me to stay on these products so that I could be a better mother to my kids. That I was like, you know what? I have to do this. And when I started reading all these testimonies and I started seeing all the people that I could help, I was like, oh my goodness, I could help so-and-so, and I could help so-and-so, and I could help so-and-so. Oh my gosh, so-and-so keeps talking about this on, sorry, I just went dark on you guys. I'm in the car hiding, hiding from my loud children. Can y'all, I hope you can still hear me and see me. I was like, I can help people and I feel obligated to share with people. And if I don't, that, for me personally, I was like, that doesn't make me a very nice person if I know something's going to help somebody. So I started sharing. I can't see my notes. Lord, this is hilarious. This is like mom life. Hold on a second, y'all. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm just going to walk in the house because I can't see my notes now. I think I can stand on the porch. Let's see. Nope, I can't see. Hold on. Okay, here I am. I was watching a training video earlier and there was like a toddler in the background the whole time asking for crackers. But this is how you can do your business, y'all. Like I'm almost an Emerald ambassador. I do this from home. I do this in my pajamas. Like, my kids were in the back seat and now I don't know where they are right now. Okay. Let's see. So basically I got out of my comfort zone because I needed it for my family and I knew other people needed it. And I said, how dare I not tell them about that? Like I said, share your why. Tell them why. No, I know where they are. they're being watched. Eileen's comment, do you know where your children are? It's 9:25 at night. But share. Don't be afraid to share. So as I was saying like that, I was realizing that there are people I could help. Here's the thing with that. As I did that, I naturally started coming up with a list of people who could use the business, people who could use the products, or just people who like kind of knew everybody. And I was like, they're amazing. Like they always have really good Facebook posts and, they seem to have like a huge following. And like, there's a girl right now that I've been kind of chit-chatting a little bit with, not really about Plexus, but just trying to get to know her a little bit better because she's hilarious. I love her Facebook posts. I'd love to have her on my team. I think she would be amazing. So one of the first things with going silver is you need to make a list of people. Now you might be like, oh my God, I'm like targeting people. That's so scary. That's what I thought too. But then I started making that list and I actually started having like a real heart for these people and really being more mindful of loving on them and praying for them and just kind of watching out for them on social media or in the neighborhood or what have you. And I came up with a list of 100 people and I put them in 3 different categories. The first category was health, which actually most people can benefit from Plexus, whether it's they just aren't sleeping at night, whether they're tired mom, whether they have, some other symptoms that are going on. Then I put them in the wealth category, people who could benefit from a little bit of extra money. I remember when just going back to Laura for a second, when I talked to Laura, she was currently in like there's if you've heard of Dave Ramsey, she was in a Dave Ramsey program on learning how to budget and, trying to get out of debt and some things like that with her husband. She said, well, I can't add any more expenses in right now. And I said, well, actually though, you're going to add this in, you're going to get more energy, which means you're going to have more of an ability to work. And you can also work to get your products paid for. She didn't just sign up that minute though. I think she came back to me like, I don't know, maybe a month later and was like, well, actually, I've been thinking about this and I did some crunching of the numbers and I think it might actually be good for me to do this. Like, it wasn't an additional expense. It was like an initial, maybe like the sign up fee. But then after that, she started getting her products paid for pretty quickly. So put people in different categories of that. So health, wealth, and then who would you just want their network? Like you think they'd be amazing at this, or they know a lot of people and they might be able to connect you with other people. So after you've made your contacts list, there's some other steps that you can take in terms of reaching out, like we talked about social media, but you can also just reach out to somebody and say, listen, I just started this, these new health supplements. This is how I'm feeling. I noticed you've been talking a lot about how you've been having, headaches a lot each day. And I just think that this might be able to help you. Let me know if you'd like me to tell you a little bit more. Or would it be okay if I shared a little bit more? Not vomit at all, not all that. Or just share a testimony with them. Reach out to someone, say, hey, I know you've been talking about X, Y, and Z a lot. I read this testimony. It reminded me of you, and send them the testimony. So reaching out directly, reaching out on social media, trying to come up with belly to belly meetings where, hey, you even talk to someone on, hey, let's just get coffee. You don't even have to bring up Plexus. You're just building a relationship. So those are some basics. Like Laura said, don't get discouraged if they say no. No oftentimes means not now, or maybe later, or not now, not no forever, but I'll come back to you later. I've had people that came back to me after 2.5 years that finally were like, okay. I've had people that come back that didn't like the original Slim and now love the new Slim. It was a great opportunity to revisit some of those relationships for those of you that have been with Plexus for a while. If you're consistent in your message, if you're consistently posting on Facebook, if you're consistently, carrying you're like, this is one of my water bottles, if I carry this around with me, I don't even have to say a word. I don't have to say a word. If I'm wearing, I've had people been like, they'll be like, oh, look at you with all that Plexus energy. How do they know that? Okay. They know that I'm with Plexus because I'm holding this, and maybe they've heard about it from somebody else, or they see me posting about it on Facebook. I've had people that come to me and I'll be like, well, aren't you friends with so-and-so? And yeah, I am. But, I don't even know if they're still using the products. Like, they posted like 6 months ago, but I haven't seen anything from them in a while. And then, I try to send them back and they're like, I just don't feel comfortable. I don't think they take it seriously. I've had people that have signed with me ask me, are you really truly doing this? Or is this just something you're dabbling with? Because they want someone serious. So be someone, even if you just are trying to get your products paid for, then be committed to getting your products paid for, or be committed to the $500 that you want to make each month. Not everybody wants to retire. That's cool. That's totally fine. Some people, are completely content with where they're at. But whatever you do, commit to doing it. Don't be wishy-washy. Another thing is come up with a real quick, what is Plexus? What has Plexus done for you? Elevator speech. Less than 30 seconds. Rehearse it. Write it out. What is Plexus? Plexus is a health and wellness company that targets gut health, blood sugar, and inflammation. It's amazing. It's done X, Y, and Z for me, and X, Y, and Z for my best friend. And as an added bonus, I'm able to be home with my kids as a single mom and be retired at 40. It's been just amazing. I didn't puke it on them. I just gave a quick little thing and they go, what, you're retired? Or, oh my gosh, I suffer from that too. Or, oh my gosh, it sounds like my sister. Like Laura said, drip a little bit on them, then retract, drip a little bit on. They start getting a deer in the headlights look. You change that subject so quick, they don't even know what happened to them. Those are just some like real basics. And the reason we're going back to basics is I literally have had people that have been with Plexus for 2 or 3 years message me and say, I can't remember how to talk to people. I've been doing this so long. I feel like I've lost my luster. I feel like I'm not saying the right thing. I feel like things that used to work aren't working anymore. So even if you're a seasoned ambassador listening to this call, these are things that you need to either know to be able to train your people to duplicate, or you need to know to go, I haven't been saying that. I have been puking Plexus on them, or I have been doing this, or I forgot that I should be reaching out to people just about non-Plexus things. Let's see. So hold on a second. I just want to look at my notes. Reaching out to people directly. I have a lot of people on my team that just post, and you ask how many people they've reached out to, and they're like, 8. That's not going to get it for you. On average, like when you have your people you reach out to, there's going to be people that are going to quickly sign up with you. They trust you. Those are the people that usually you talk to first with going silver. But there's going to be people you're going to have to talk to for a while, and that's okay. But definitely reach out to somebody if you think that they would be amazing or they could really benefit from the products. Our highest earner in the company is Celeste Gwen. She's a double diamond. Her, I think it's her sister-in-law joined under somebody else. And she was like, well, hello, do you not know what I do? And she was like, yeah, I know what you do, but you never invited me to join your team, so I didn't think you wanted me on it. And Celeste was like, seriously? But I mean, imagine that, and this is Celeste, the top of the company. So if there's someone that you're interested in talking about the process, at least drop it to them and just be like, hey, I think you would be really great at this business. You're such a compassionate person. You're so caring. You love on people. You're really well known in the community. If there's ever a time that you're thinking of, wanting to get some extra income or meet new people, you just, would you promise you come back and I can give you some more information about it? That's it. And then they might. I know I've had my times where I've had people that I wish I had talked to, and then the next thing I know, they're announcing that they're selling, makeup or something. Watch videos to help you if you're concerned about anything. Just go to YouTube and look it up, or go to the team pages and look it up. Like Laura was saying, be resourceful. Use your upline, but also be resourceful yourself. Let me just see if there's anything else. I think that was almost it. Yeah, so those are just some basics for going silver. Like I said, if you're interested in just challenging yourself and getting just kind of a structured framework, like I said, you can follow it through my team page, or you can talk with Wendy, or you can simply go to YouTube and just type in Silver and 7 Plexus, and you'll see the different video series. So I hope that was helpful to y'all. I love that what Laura shared. I hope that you guys have some good takeaways from this. And then we're going to wrap up pretty soon. But I know Wendy had a couple things that she wanted to share, just some reminders and tips for your business. So we're going to pass it on to Wendy now. And I'm going to mute myself.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Laura,
Wendy.
thank you for sharing it. You did an amazing job, and it was such a great lead into being able to go silver, because there are a lot of people on our team that have been with us for nearly 3 years, and just forget to go back to basics. And I was one of them. I became a manager. I started managing things, managing team leg, and managed this person. And when I stopped and went back to basics, 5 new people for my own level ones in the last 2.5 months. It's more than I had done in a couple of months when I was in management mode. So it's just really, really important. And I think, it's just, important that you're going back and doing that. I want to encourage you to think about what attracted you. When someone was posting, what was it that you finally reached out to that person? Did they contact you personally, or did you see a post and contact them? So when you're wondering, what should I be posting? Well, were you attracted on Facebook? Were you attracted to graphics? Were you attracted to copy and paste? To things that were shared, or were you? So think about what attracted you, and you need to have that in your mind when you're posting on your own Facebook. So, so that's definitely something to be considering. Keeping it compliant, please, please, please. If you're mentioning names of diseases, if you're using Disney graphics and throwing Plexus language in it, that's a compliance issue, and they can end up pulling that. And if they can't contact you, they'll actually suspend your account. So you don't want to do that. So just be compliant. We have great shareables. I wouldn't go to shareables all the time, because it is kind of salesy. It is, but every once in a while throwing that out there. So that's really important. I've noticed, I gave a shout out on my team page for a bunch of people have added new ambassadors to the team. And so a shout out there. And when I go and look at it, almost all of them this month have convenience orders on. So I'm so proud of you. Way to go. So let's talk about that real quick. If someone signs up and does not have a convenience order, basically they're a retail customer, because they might not even order that second month. Even though you've learned from us, you get them to commit to 90 days. That's 3 months. So if they're saying, oh yeah, I'm going to commit, then that's part of your education for them, and saying, all right, if you're committing to 90 days, that means I want you to be on the same products for those 90 days. And of course, we're going to talk about it. If there's an issue, we'll switch it. But we want you to have that convenience order on, so that you don't miss the date, or that you don't miss products because you forgot. And it's also showing your commitment. And it's okay to say that to them. You're telling me you're committing for 90 days. So this is going to go along with showing that commitment, that you're going to be able to stick with it. So when I look at that, whatever it was, 18, 19 people that were signed up, almost all of them have convenience orders. I think there might have been 6. So 2/3 had convenience orders. That's 66%. We'd rather have it more, but I was still pretty happy about that. So convenience orders, they are a must. So that's the first thing. And
Can I say one more thing about convenience orders real quick? I think that if you don't do that for them, you're really setting them up for failure.
Absolutely.
And it's them basically wasting their time, energy, and money, because if they're not going to commit to it, we know that they're probably not going to get the results they want within 30 days. There's very few people that all of a sudden get their results. I mean, there's like 1 in a million that actually like get it all right away. And that's why I personally sign every ambassador up myself, whether it's an upgrade or whether it's me signing someone brand new. I don't even give them the option of doing it. Someone said to me the other day, like, that's a lot of time that you're taking. And I'm like, yes, it is. They're like, how do you have time? I'm like, they're like, you have a huge team. How do you have time to do that? I said, because it matters. I want them to have the best experience. And if I don't do that for them, 9 times out of 10, they mess up the convenience, or they forget to do it. They get confused. They think that they're buying another $100, $15 worth of products at that order. I just say, you know what, I'm going to get you signed up. What time works for you? I get on the phone with them and I say, okay, let's get your information. And I chit chat while I'm on the phone with them. I talk about their goals a little more. I educate them more about their gut health. I talk about how it's not a quick fix. I go through all the things that they need to know while I'm doing it. So I make it kind of like their first call is during that sign up. And like I said, I do it for them. And I just say to them, hey, this is going to come out on the 15th of the month for you. This is how much it's going to be. If we need to tweak that or change that, that's fine. And I just want to remind you, I'm going to be talking to you every day for that first week. And then, thereafter about every other day, every third day. So we're going to be in communication with one another. Can you promise me you're going to do that? So there's no worry about it at all. And everybody's just fine with it. And yes, did they come back to me if they want to change the order? And is it a little bit of an inconvenience that I got to log in and stuff? Fine. Yes. But I also show them, I say, here's your shopping thing. Here's how you can change your convenience order. I send them screenshots. But it's still confusing to people. Most people get confused. I can't tell you how many calls and messages I get from someone. They messed up their convenience order. They did this. Or I keep asking them to turn it on. And why do that to yourself? Just get it from the get-go. And then if they need to turn it off, we turn it off. So that's my little soapbox thing on there. But I can't tell you how many people are so frustrated. They're like, they only did 1 month. I'm like, well, why'd they only do it 1 month? It comes back to us. The buck stops here.
Right. And I want to tell you that everything we do is a duplication process. So if you have someone that signs up, if you sign someone up without a convenience order on, I guarantee that they will sign up their first person without the convenience order on, because they're going to say, well, we'll do that later. So it's so important that you're setting up, here's how we do this. And again, when the new website rolls out, it's going to be so much easier. It makes so much more sense in the way that it explains it in the walkthrough process. So it is going to be easier. But until that time and until we see that happen, it's just really important that you're duplicating and saying, look, this is what we're doing. And again, if they're saying, well, I don't want to do a convenience order, I probably would say, okay, can I ask why? Are you thinking that you might not use the products next month? Because if that's the case, then you really need to wait until you are going to give me the 90 days. So that's that piece. I want to share one more thing about, because you're trying to go silver, and what is the close? I don't know about you, but I've gone through so many people where you get to the end of, I don't care if it's a sip and see or just a one-on-one meeting or on the phone, you get to the end of your sharing piece, and then you just kind of sit there with the crickets and thinking, okay, now what? Where do I go with this? And so I have, under my mom, I have a guy named Randy. He's a fabulous ambassador. He saw this as a business first, not products. So he totally was in the business, knowing that these products were going to be really cool for him. But he didn't know what they were going to do. He was ready to start the business. He then has brought me in to talk to a couple of people. I go to his house and I meet with his people, one person at a time. As soon as I finish explaining what Plexus is, what the products can do, find out, do they have health issues, I pretty much just off with the voice, and this guy, Randy, who is a network marketer, he's fabulous, he takes over. And he looks at me and says, you know what? So I love this. He first basically gives them this fabulous, he just tells them how wonderful they are. For example, he had a woman there last week that I went to, and I finished, and he says to her, he says, so, I've talked to you about being a nuclear medicine technologist or, tech person. He goes, and you went with something that I suggested, I could not tell you about this because it is so cool. And so he said, you're an amazing, person with what you do here. And I think that you would be really good at this. And so, we're not getting pay raises in this business. When he was talking about his own company, with what he does for his living, he told her, he said, I'm excited about this because, you know what it's like. We're working overtime and we're not making more money. And yet we're having to live on the same income that we got 8 years ago. So he basically switches it all from what I'm doing with products to the business part. And he says, this is something that you have to take a look at because it's right up your alley. So what do you want to do? Do you want to sign up and do this with me? So he just takes over and doesn't let it just lull, kind of like, okay, so what do you think of the products? All right, well, let me know. I'll talk to you later. No, he stops the meeting by saying, so what do you want to do? Are you going to join me? Do you want to do this? And she said, she was like, well, yeah, but I have to be honest, I don't get paid till Friday. So I would like to, okay, well, then I'll talk to you on Friday. I mean, he just lays it out there. She wasn't offended. She didn't run screaming, oh my gosh, you're trying to get me. He just said, you're amazing. I have to tell you about this opportunity. The products are working. They're great, but I had to tell you about this business opportunity because I think you would rock it. And so that's going to help you. And that's part of Laura said, it's about setting up a posture, being confident. When you are closing, you've talked to someone, they've kind of nodded with you, and here's what you want to do. You want to say to them, so did I explain the products well enough? You want to get them to say, yes, you did. Yeah. Okay. And so you trust me that I'm not going to do something that's going to harm you, right? Right. I trust you. They've just said yes twice. And now you say, so are you interested in joining me for the products or for the business? Because at that point, they've already said yes twice. They trust you and they believe that you've said, that you've talked about the products well. That's when you ask them. Now, if they say, well, I don't know, I need to think about it. So, okay, so you've heard me talk about the products. You believe what I'm saying. You trust me. So here's what I'm going to ask you then. My business is going to grow because I'm helping more people. It might not be for you right now, but I'm wondering if you would help me out. Who do you know that could use more energy? Who do you know? Do you know someone that's dealing with fatigue or someone's dealing with stomach issues that you could refer me to? And you try and get a referral. So you want to leave that opportunity with either them saying, yes, I'm joining you, and you can sign them up right then, or make an appointment, say, okay, well, then I'll call you tomorrow, I'll call you Friday, and we can get you signed up. So if they're saying, I don't know, leave with either them joining or try and get a couple of names, a referral, even if it's just one person. So that way you're not leaving empty-handed. You spent that time with them. And if they say, well, I really don't know if, okay, well, I would love it. If you would just think about it, I'm looking for people this week that are needing more energy or they have stomach issues. Anyone that comes to your mind, if you would refer them to me, they would be so thankful for you, and I would as well. Okay, so that's my piece for, to jump in. I don't want to keep going on, but, leave with them joining or referral, and make sure that we're doing those convenience orders. That's going to help you with your business growing in that duplication. And it's all about confidence, posture. You can have your knees shocked, knocking under the table while you're on the phone, but you come across not as an expert, but just confident that you have something that they absolutely need.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, it's and that's when I said, it's funny when I said that I went to you, Wendy, and said, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
It was the posturing.
Right.
You said, I remember it. I mean, because I think I wrote it down, and it was basically that I know these products are going to work for you. I can't wait for you to get started. It was, I know. And even if it's not today, you're knowing that it's going to work. So
right.
Look, Eileen, I found a child.
Yeah. Okay.
Do we have a question, or was it just a comment on there?
Looking.
I
So
can't see it.
that worked for Cynthia and Karen. Karen was an I don't know, and Cynthia asked her, well, who do you know? Wait.
It says, okay. No, it says Karen said, Cynthia, so regarding Cynthia and Karen Hoagland, Karen said, I don't know. And then Cynthia said, well, who do you know? And Karen said, well, wait a second. I don't want to refer people to you. I want in.
Yeah. So real quick on that.
Yeah.
real quick on that. I want you to think about it. If you have brought on ambassadors that are just wholesale ambassadors, some of you might have quite a few people that are just customers. They don't want to do the business at all. So here's what I'm going to encourage you to do. I'm going to encourage you to reach out to those people that are just using the products and adamantly not going to do the business, and say to them, so you've been on the products for blah, blah, blah. You like the experience. You don't want to do it as a business. So I'm wondering, who do you have? Who do you have for me that I could contact? Or maybe you contact them and then give them my information, but who do you know? Get a referral from that ambassador who's not interested in the business. You go and talk to that person. If that person says, oh my gosh, yes, I want to do this, I'm going to sign up as a wholesale. You go back to your ambassador and say, she wants or he wants to sign up. So I'm just asking, do you want them under you so that you can start building a team? And if they say no, really, okay, all right, so I'm going to put them under me then. You put them under you, and then you go back at some other point. Wow, she's so thankful that you referred her to me. Do you have a name of someone else? Maybe a mom that would like to stay home, or a teacher who needs some money during the summer. Yeah, maybe you can contact my, whatever. Okay, you go and contact. If they want to sign up, first you go back to the person who referred and say, hey, you just gave me this referral. Do you want to have this? No. Okay, I'm going to take them under me. So it's just, that's something that we need to work on better. We are in sales. It's called network marketing. We are in sales. And when you're in sales, you need to get referrals because it's the best way to go. People trust them, so now they're going to trust you instead of cold contacting all the time. So, all right.
It's so funny when you say we're in sales, because I still don't think of myself as
I
being in sales.
We're in shares.
You know, and you have to do the drop down menu of like what your occupation is, and now like
Oh,
I
I
used to
know.
always do teacher, and
Yeah,
then
it doesn't
I
say
retired from
sharing
that.
on here.
I know. I'm like, I'm not in sales. Ew, that sounds so icky. I just
I
tell
know.
people what's great and amazing and help people be the better version of themselves and inspire people. That's what I do, people.
That's right. So
Yeah,
we're
so
network
we-
sharing.
Yeah, and we're network. Yeah, we're just sharing. We're just
Yeah.
sharing. Just like, hey, TJ Maxx has a great, section of, outdoor stuff. You should go check it out.
Yeah, they're
That
just
kind of thing. Yeah, just sharing. Yeah. Well, thank you guys for all joining on tonight. We hope that this was helpful and beneficial to you. Please share with your upline if you have goals. If there's something that you've heard tonight that resonated with you, share with us too. Comment on the team pages. We love to get your feedback on what was helpful in the team calls. Flying blind is hard for us as teachers because we were always sitting there and going, we were doing, one if you understand, two if you're confused, or thumbs ups, or, we could give little quizzes and see if people understood. We obviously don't do that in this environment, but we'd love to know if what we're saying is helpful to you.
Yes,
and if there's more information that you want from us, or could we do a team call about this? We'd love that sort of feedback from you guys. And we hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your night and a fabulous week.
Like this. Can you read it?
If you don't build it, someone else will. Preach it, girl.
It's on my computer.
Go silver, guys. If this is your first time, you still have plenty of time in the month to go silver. It's a huge bonus. You get it. It doubles your silver bonus. So you could get between $275 and $350 extra cash this month.
And this is being recorded. Take this as soon as I post it. You can send this to your team, like personal message it to some of your people who are kind of doing the business. Send this, because I think this was fabulous. I thought Laura's testimony was excellent. Abby, you did a great job explaining about silver and why it's so important. This would be a good one to share. So, all right.
Awesome.
You guys have a great night.
Thanks, guys. Have a wonderful night. Love you. Bye.